Education as it is today is begging for reform. At an alarming rate, American education is falling behind that of other countries. Some may argue that it's good for the economy that so many kids don't graduate high school, having less educated people working at low-level income jobs that no one else wants to do. But from a global and social standpoint, American education is falling into a dark pit of being left in the shadows of the future in many categories such as trade, business, education, and culture. This is why we propose a new system of education that focuses on the social aspects of America and a more liberal curriculum. Consciousness and culture is important in a global society. Social studies classes should be mandatory, such as geography, cultural appreciation, and world religions. It's also important to understand how humans work, which is why we will require philosophy and psychology. Understanding and, more importantly, appreciating other cultures will not only help individuals but the country itself. It will foster peaceful relations between nations and ensure a more productive society.
Aside from implementing an enhanced social curriculum, our new system will include recess sessions. This would allow students to take time away from classroom stresses and relax, directing their attention towards other activities such as sports and school clubs. Not only does this enhance the students' capacity to retain information, but it also allows students a chance to actually interact with others and implement the social skills they have learned. Once the break is over, a student will be able to come back to class and actually concentrate on what they are being taught, rather than what goes on outside of the classroom.
On top of these other reforms, our education system will include required internships for students in high school. By witnessing firsthand certain job fields, they will be able to make informed decisions about what they want to pursue after graduation. Internships will be very helpful in providing firsthand experience in a field. Also, those establishments that grant internships will be rewarded with the presence of youth and fresh ideas brought up to them. The students will benefit by having successful role models to look up to and strive to be like. In the end, this internship process will produce more excited, well-informed, and prepared individuals for the job positions which they seek. This will result in an overall better system, government, economy, and global standing. Less bright minds will be wasted to the streets, gangs, and drive-through restaurants of today.
Heaven sent.
While our ideal educational system emphasizes social intelligence and the development of external social skills, we would also like to emphasize the importance of internal social skills. One can be taught every possible way to relate to other students, faculty, parents, and employers. But if the individual students are not taught how to handle themselves as individuals, all external social interactions will suffer or become entirely inadequate. To understand oneself, the student must be able to rationalize and understand their internal struggles. Most kids cannot adequately do this on their own. Only a select few are lucky enough to receive counseling and advice regarding this at an early age. The rest of those lucky enough to receive such counseling only do so because they have somehow gone over the edge. Regardless of how healthy or unhealthy a student is, no matter what age, they will all have some sort of internal struggles to deal with. Therefore, we are proposing an increase in the amount of trust counselors available to students at every age and grade from the start of elementary school through the end of high school. Once we are able to hire an adequate enough amount of counselors, we are also proposing for each and every student, regardless of health, to have required individual meetings with a consistently assigned counselor on a regular basis. As of today, the national average ratio of counselors to students is 475 to 1. It is recommended for that ratio to be 250 to 1. We think that the ratio should be something closer to 100 to 1. The point of this mandatory counseling is to provide an outlet for each individual student. They can seek advice for anything from social conflicts to test anxiety, to self-esteem issues, to choosing their next school. Again, everybody has their own issues, other than those of academic context. It is only fair to provide them with someone to talk to.
Our ideal school system will emphasize social intelligence. We feel that in today's world, many people lack certain social skills that hinder them from interacting as productively as possible. In fact, social ignorance hinders progress. By the end of a school day, a student in our system will be enriched socially, emotionally, and internally. They will become better members of society in America, but will become more globally appreciated and cultured as a whole.
Where'd all the good people go?